Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalia, and I will be your host for today's episode. Today, our episode is all about love on Valentine's Day, and I hope that your heart are abundant with love, not just on Valentine's Day, but every other day of the year. I am so excited, and I hope you are too, about what we're going to be making today. It is an abundant heart cake. It just sounds amazing, and wait until you see it. It looks divine, so anybody who you will give this cake to will be so impressed, and you will be super surprised about how easy it is to put this together. So for starters, we need a cake. You can use whatever cake mix you like, you want. I myself am using this Pamela's gluten-free chocolate cake mix, just to make things easier. We don't need to recreate it. The trick of this cake is all about and how we decorate it. And of course, the taste is amazing. And so this is Pamela's gluten-free whole grain chocolate cake mix. Easy directions. All we need is 2 eggs, a bag of cake mix, half a cup of oil, cup and a half of water. We whisk together eggs, oil, and water until blended. We can do that. 2 eggs, half a cup of oil, and a cup and a half of water. Now we add our dry mix. The directions say do not overmix, because we want a light and airy cake. Oh my goodness, it already smells good, and we didn't even do anything just yet. So for the shape of the cake, we have a few different options. I have this beautiful heart-shaped silicone mold, which is, I think, the one that we will use. Now, if you only have a round cake pan, don't worry about that. We can bake your cakes in that, and then we can use a heart-shaped cookie cutter to cut out our cake. And just because I know I'm going to have some extra batter left over, I will be using this mold as well. So let's go ahead and fill our cake into the mold. We'll start with a heart. You never want to fill the mold all the way. Okay, now that all the batter is poured into our molds, I will put them in my 350-degree preheated oven. All right, while our cakes are baking in the oven, we have the same brand, Pamela's gluten-free dark chocolate frosting mix. So the first thing we need is we need to soften 8 tablespoons of butter. Now the thing about butter is if you get butter in sticks, it actually shows you all the little tablespoons. So a stick of butter is 8 tablespoons. That should be easy to remember. So I use Kerrygold unsalted butter. So next we add the frosting mix and 4 tablespoons of water. Now you could stop right there on that, or I love everything hazelnutty, so I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of this hazelnut spread. This is dairy free too. All mixed through evenly. and we are going to put it in a Ziploc bag, which is going to be our piping. Okay, so we take our Ziploc bag, I use a gallon size, we'll cut up a little bit this on the end, not too much, just enough. I will cut less at first if you aren't sure. I'm just at this point, I've done this so many times that I know exactly how much to cut off. But what we basically want is we just want this tip to just fit. So you see how this fits just perfectly here? Okay? So the next thing we do is we take this bag, we'll kind of twist it, and we stuff it through the center so that none of our frosting comes out. And then we take just a simple basic measuring cup and we'll place it down, and then we'll kind of drape the leftover bag over the sides so that we are able to put all of our frosting right into this bag. So it's a really good trick. All right, so put this in. And right from here, we'll be able to just pipe out this frosting right on top of the cake. It's going to be really beautiful and delicious. See how it fits right in there? Perfect amount. It's so yummy. It smells amazing. Now what you can do is you can just use this, scrape everything up, and then we put it up and close it up. And now we're ready and clean and neat and organized. And we get ready for our next step. All right, our cakes are out of the oven. So we have our silicone mold cake, which pops out really easy right here. And I was in such a rush and such a haste to take the round cake out of the mold that it has a little crack, but we're not worried about that because we are either going to be, like I mentioned before, we either will be decorating our already perfect heart, or we can cut heart shape out of this cake. And guess what? You can use the rest to make cake pops, which is what I did when I was first testing this video. This cake is so delicious, I literally cannot stop eating it. So for the purposes of our video and decorating it, we're going to be using this cake that came out of our mold. So I will be taking this frosting that we put together, and we can unscrew it and bring everything down. Okay, perfect. So we're just going to pipe out these little flowers all around the cake. If you don't let your cake cool long enough, because there's butter in the frosting, what might happen is it might melt and run, which is, you don't want that. So, but if that happens, you might just have to put the cake in the fridge for a minute or a few. All right, so we have our cake frosted. Now, let's think about the toppings. We have a plethora of options available. So I have these chocolate macarons, I have these chocolate wafers, I have these little mini cookies, I have this chocolate, I don't know what, like this little wafer things. I have nuts, chocolate sprinkles, and a ton of berries. So this is the best part. You get to do anything you want. You get to decorate this cake. Use your imagination. Now, I will show you, of course, step by step of what I do. I have to have it facing me so that I know what I'm doing. Okay, so I will start framing my cake with these little wafers. They kind of look like, almost like ears. They're so cute. All right. And the good thing is that this cake is so soft things just go right inside. Now we have our macarons. Go in. This is just such a unique presentation, I think. Anybody who will receive this cake is going to be so surprised. Now don't worry about making it perfect right from the get-go. So the cookies that I'm using is, I found this little brand, and these are just like these little chocolate cookies. Let me see if I can get the brand for you. Okay, so the cookies are somersaults, sunflower seed crunchy bites. These are these little teeny tiny cookies that I'm using. They're so delicious. So we're just kind of trying to create this feeling of abundance. Just like if you've ever watched my master classes on how to put together holiday platters, just use your imagination. It's the perfection is in the perfection. I have some of this Toblerone chocolate. We're going to get a couple of chunks of that as well. Talk about abundance. This is true abundance. And for any chocolate lover, this is going to be heaven. So now we can take these little long wafers. What we can do is you can cut them in half, you can cut them in thirds. They just create a really nice accent. Alright, so you can see this is already looking quite extraordinary and amazing. Now we're going to add a little bit of a pop of color. Now I love raspberries, so we can do raspberries, and you can maybe take a little strawberry and cut those in half and get that little green edge that people love so much. It makes it like Insta-worthy. See if we can get this one right in half. Raspberries. Oh, this one's dripping. Okay, so if it starts to drip, you know this needs to go in the fridge. So this is what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to put this in the fridge for just a minute to get things to set for a minute, and then we'll finish decorating. Okay? So we're going to pause for a minute.
All right, now we're ready.
Okay, so our cake, I just pulled it out of the freezer because it just needed to set a little bit. Things were starting to shift. And that's something that you can do as well. Okay, so now we can just look at it and evaluate what else we can add somewhere. We can add, if you're like me and you're literally a hazelnut, not about hazelnuts, you can stick a few of these whole hazelnuts in. Of course, this is for people who like hazelnuts. But if you don't, that's fine. Don't worry about it. If you're worried about somebody getting this unexpected nut surprise, no worries. And then what we can do is we can now transfer it to our presentation plate. Heart-shaped presentation plate. It's all about hearts and love. So I'm going to pick this up and place it. Now, tell me if this does not look freaking amazing. Now the last step is we can cover this whole thing with a whole bunch of chocolate sprinkles. Who's not going to appreciate it? This creation, I don't know. Like I said, I've been testing this recipe. So a bunch of my friends were getting this and they could not believe, number one, the flavor. Actually, this Pamela's cake mix, it's quite extraordinary. It really is delicious. And adding the hazelnut butter into the frosting really took it to the whole different level. Now look, This is our creation. This is my creation. Your creation might look similar to this, or however your heart expresses itself. From my heart to yours, I wish you a very, very happy Valentine's Day. I wish you so much love and light in your life. While we're talking about love, please give this video some love, like, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and live a deliciously healthy life.